It's time for a battle of the big beefy phones, as we look at the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max and Galaxy S23 Ultra, the titans of the smartphone world. Neither is cheap, but still both draw a huge crowd when they take the stage. That's because they both aim to be the best of the best when it comes to smartphones today. The iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max are the new competitors on the block, packing not only the snazzy new action button and Apple's latest speedy CPU but also an improved telephoto lens with optical zoom. Meanwhile, the S23 Ultra comfortably holds the title of best high-end Android phone out there, thanks to its own impressive zoom, excellent battery life and built-in S Pen stylus. But which of these $1,000 plus champions deserves space in your pockets and bags? Let's compare the differences between them. iPhone 15 Pro versus Galaxy S23 Ultra at a glance. iPhone 15 Pro/Pro Max. iPhone 15 Pro Prod Card V2 new.jpg. The best iPhones out there, Apple's latest Pro phones lure in upgraders with the speedy A17 Pro chip and the customizable action button. Read our review. From $999 at Apple. From $27.77 per month at Best Buy. Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra Product Card V2 new.jpg. One of the biggest and baddest phones on the block, the S23 Ultra offers fantastic battery life and zoom capabilities that shock and wow. Read our review. $1,200 from $1,000 at Best Buy. From $1,200 at Samsung. Quick comparison. iPhone 15 Pro Max Square Comparison Card new.jpg. iPhone 15 Pro/Pro Max. Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra Square Comparison Card new.jpg. Galaxy S23 Ultra. Display. 6.1-inch Pro or 6.7-inch Pro Max OLED Super Retina XDR display, 120 Hz. 6.8-inch Dynamic AMOLED 2X Quad HD display at 120 Hz. Processor. A17 Pro. Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. Storage. 128GB, iPhone 15 Pro only, 256GB/512GB/1TB. 256GB/512GB/1TB. Memory. 8GB. 8GB/12GB. Rear cameras. 48-megapixel main camera, 12-megapixel ultra-wide camera, 12MP 3x telephoto, iPhone 15 Pro, 12MP 5x telephoto camera, iPhone 15 Pro Max. 200-megapixel wide camera, 12-megapixel ultra-wide camera, dual 10-megapixel telephoto cameras with 100x space zoom. Front camera. 12-megapixel. 12-megapixel. Colors. Black titanium, white titanium, blue titanium, natural titanium. Phantom black, lavender, cream and green, everywhere, lime, sky blue, graphite and red, Samsung exclusive. Size and weight. 5.77 by 2.78 by 0.32 inches, 6.60 ounces, Pro, 6.29 by 3.02 by 0.32 inches, 7.81 ounces, Pro Max. 6.43 by 3.07 by 0.35 inches, 8.25 ounces. The Galaxy S23 Ultra is possibly too big and too pricey, while the iPhone 15 Pro gives you options. If you handed me Samsung's Galaxy S23 Ultra a few months ago, I would have looked at you quizzically and exclaimed, "Where is the 8-foot giant whose hands are big enough to comfortably hold this thing?" Even though I've spent years enjoying the 6.7-inch Pro Max iPhones, the slightly larger 6.8-inch Galaxy S23 Ultra feels a step too far. 15 Pro versus Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra new.jpg. Henry T. Casey/CNN_. Recently, though, I've become familiar with the pop socket, the seemingly ubiquitous phone accessory that makes it easier to hold and use smartphones, especially the ones that are too large for one hand. With a pop socket, I could understand how mere mortals could make do with the S23 Ultra. Of course, galactic phone users could just downsize to the 6.6-inch Galaxy S23 Plus or the 6.1-inch Galaxy S23, but that downgrades your cameras. IMG_0140.jpg. Henry T. Casey/CNN_. Meanwhile, over in Apple's Pro tier, you have the option to get a 6.1-inch iPhone 15 Pro or the slightly larger 6.7-inch iPhone 15 Pro Max. The two phones are nearly identical aside from their size disparity, with the Pro Max having the edge in telephoto zoom and battery. There's something about the curves and edges of the Galaxy S23 Ultra that makes it harder for me to comfortably hold in one hand. Those design choices give it a slightly slippery nature that will probably be fixed by most cases. The slightly curved edges of the iPhone 15 Pro, as opposed to the iPhone 14 Pro, make for an easier experience. Galaxy S23 Ultra. Max Buondano/CNN. Oh, and the S23 Ultra starts out $200 more expensive, while you can get the iPhone 15 Pro for $1,000. You get a little more, though, as it packs 256 gigabytes of storage compared to the $999 iPhone 15 Pro's 128 gigabytes. Apple's extra options, though, are always nice to see. Even those who want to splurge love the choice of a slightly less pricey phone. TLDR, the iPhone 15 Pro comes in more sizes and a lower starting price, but you get what you pay for with the Galaxy S23 Ultra.